Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to class. And for today, we're going to see how the custom is with time. But for today, we have 5 minutes grace to join. I know with time you can, but for today, we're going to give you 5 minutes grace. So by 5:05, I'm going to be back and the class will commence improper. So if you are able to go back to your group and inform your colleagues that classes has commenced, that will be really appreciated. Thank you. It's 5:05. Once again, good evening and welcome to the cohort 16 of the Electoral College Nigeria. My name is Jessica Ochoge Daniels and I will be your moderator for this weekend. Just a short announcement. If you've not yet filled the form in the link sent to the general group, please do so to fill it before the end of today. Endeavor to fill that form using that link before the end of today, because the information you are giving in that form will be what will be used to place you into your respective parties. So also go through all the course materials that have been sent to you or that will be sent to you in the course of time. And also follow the social media platforms and especially the YouTube channel. I'm sure the links will be sent to you accordingly. Follow the YouTube channel so that you can be able to go back to any class that maybe you want to get, any class you missed, or go even and watch the previous cohorts and what was done during their time. Like the projects, for example, you might see some of the things that were done by the last cohorts before you, and you'll be able to take a cue from that. So please do well to follow the YouTube channel. So without much ado, I would like to welcome our facilitator for today. She is none other than the Deputy Director herself, the Deputy Director of the Electoral College, and her name is Mrs. Lisa Wumi Hassan Bello. I'm going to read a short profile before I hand over the mic, the virtual mic to her. So Mrs. Lisa Wumi Hassan Bello is a distinguished Nigerian professional with diverse background and expertise. Lisa Wumi is a graduate in biochemistry with a PhD in psychology. Her career spans various sectors, highlighting her versatility. Lisa Wumi began her professional journey as an OAP at Unilorin FM and later transitioned to Heritage Bank Limited as the funds transfer officer. In 2020, she took on roles as creative director and head of operations at the Dan Hausawa Media, Nigeria, which served as a stepping stone to founding her own company, the El Speak Media. Wumi's commitment to community service is evident through her establishment of the non-profit organization Walk Against Rape and Sexual Abuse, where she has been instrumental in sensitizing youths and supporting victims of rape and abuse. In 2022, she became the Deputy Executive Director, Politeracy at the Electoral College, Nigeria, overseeing politeracy and leadership programs. Her work with the college has resulted in the political education of over 9,000 individuals, and you're going to be a part of that. Fluent in English and proficient in Yoruba and Hausa, Wumi excels in communication and leadership. Her hobbies include reading, creative writing, traveling, and meeting new people. By the way, she is happily married and blessed with two energetic youngsters. And join me as we welcome the Deputy Director of the Electoral College, Wumi Hassan. You're welcome, ma'am. Okay. Well,
okay,
she's
please confirm you can hear and see me now.
We can. Welcome, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So good evening, everyone, and you're welcome to your first class of Politeracy and Governance. On behalf of the Electoral College, the board, and the regional executives, I welcome you to today's class. This is the 16th cohort. We're doing this for the 16th time. So it's a pleasure to have you all here. So some ground rules before we start with the slides. Charlie, I can just hold on with the slides for now. Let's talk with the students. Okay, so first, your classes are for the weekend. We have classes Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 p.m. Please take note of that. It runs for 2 hours. It starts by 5 p.m. and The maximum is 7 p.m., but not all facilitators stay till 7 p.m. So please take note of that. For the next 9 weeks, make sure that your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 5 to 7 p.m. is free. Right? Okay. And then next, the moderator already talked about the Google form. If you've not filled the Google form, please make sure you do that. It is very important because that is what we'll use to share you into parties. And without you being in a party is as good as you're not part of this cohort. So please take note of that. If you've not filled the Google form, go ahead now to the group. Go ahead. It takes just a minute. Go ahead now to the group and go and do that. All right. And also, I need to state that you need 80%, at least 80% of attendance to receive a certificate at the end of this course. That means that we have 27 classes. You need a minimum of 22. You need to attend a minimum of 22 classes for you to qualify for a certificate at the end of this course. Please take note of that so that at the end of the course, you would not start saying, oh, but I was there. You need to attend at least 22 classes. You're allowed to miss just 5 classes in this cohort. And you also need to participate in your respective parties when you're shared into parties. You're going to be shared into 4 pseudo parties. It's a simulation of the real life political parties. So your participation is very important because we're not just grading your attendance in class, we're also grading your participation. So please take note of that. All right. And then you have team leads that will be in each of the groups. They are the ones that will serve as your first point of call. They are representatives of the college. They are there to ensure that everything is done orderly and that if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, you can meet them. So on this note, I would like to say that please let us desist from reaching out to the admins. A lot of you people have been chatting the admins on issues that are not really necessary. Please desist from that. It can lead to sanctioning. If you have any concerns, by the time you're shared into your respective parties, you channel it through your team lead. And if it needs to be escalated, it will be escalated to the head of cohorts and it will now get to my office. So please, let's take note of that. Do not, the random chatting of admins on the group should please stop, except it is very necessary. And if it is, state whatever it is that you have to say immediately. If not, the admins have been mandated to ignore any random chats. So please, let's take note of that. All right, and it's also important for you to know that there will be an end of cohort project. It is one of the requirements for graduation. You're going to take a project as a party, as a group at the end of the cohort. It is a means to disseminate everything that you've learned during the cohort. It is a means of stepping down. Because in electoral college, we operate the train the trainers model. So we believe that after 9 weeks with us, you should be politically literate enough to be able to pass that same knowledge to others. So please take note of this. You're going to be having an end of cohort project, and it's going to be a physical project. You can choose a school, you can choose a community, you can choose an organization, but the idea is to step down the knowledge that you have gained during the course of the cohort. So as soon as you're shared into your parties, as soon as you elect your chairman, let plans start for the end of the cohort project so that it won't get to a week to graduation and then you're running helter-skelter trying to put together a project. So that is also very important, right? Okay, and then when you're signed into Zoom, please make sure that you write your full names to make it easy for those capturing the attendance. Because if you're signed in with iPhone 16, you're signed in with Technopop 2 Pro, you're signed in with Samsung A05, we don't know who that is. So it will be as good as you did not attend class for that day. So please take note of this. Always sign in with your name, the name that you registered in the course with. It is very, very important. Please take note of that. All right, and then we'll also be having debates during the course of the cohorts. That's one of the highlights, of the program. It's going to be very interactive. During the debates, your video has to be on. We're stating those rules now so that you will not say you were not told. During the debates, your video has to be on. If your video is off, it can lead to disqualification. Take note of that. Your videos have to be on. We're going to share the code of conduct that will serve as your guide and your Bible for the duration of this course. So I will enjoin everybody to go through when it's shared on your respective parties. Please go through the code of conduct so that you know what is expected of you And if you break any of them, you already know the sanctions that are coming, right? So that is also very important. And then we have the admin team. We have Chalia, my able assistant. She has been the one posting the announcements on the main group. We have the head of cohort, Justin, which you'll get to meet in your respective parties. We have the head of team leads, Tolu. You also get to meet all of them. We have team leads, we have moderators, we have other admin team that you may or may not get to meet during the course of this program. I'm just saying all this so that you know that it has taken a lot to put this together. Trust me, I don't even want to start telling you how much, both finances, both energy, all the commitment, the dedication that has gone into putting this. All we require of you is your commitments. All we require of you is to show up. We've handpicked seasoned facilitators to take this course, to take, the different topics that you're going to be offering during this course. So the list that we require is attendance. The list that we require is participation. This course is free. It has taken so much to put it together. So the list that you can do to show that you really value it is to give your time for the duration of this course. 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 times in a week, apart from the activities that will go on in your respective parties. I would also like to state that we operate an open door policy in the Electoral College, but please note that we still have our laws, we still have our, code of conduct. Yes, so you're not here just to learn political literacy. You're here to learn discipline. You're here to learn teamwork. You're here to learn, how to be committed to something, how to be accountable. So it's a full meal. So you're not just here to learn, oh, okay, political parties and all that. So we expect the utmost discipline from you all, and we expect the utmost cooperation. There will be no tolerance for any sort of disregard for any members of the admin team, for the team leads. There will be no tolerance at all for disrespect or disregard, because disregarding any of them is as good as disregarding the college, and we would not have that. So please take notes of that, all right? Okay, so we're doing this for the 16th time, and it's good to have you here. You're one of our largest classes so far, and I believe that it's going to be an interesting time with the 16th cohort, and it'll be a pleasure to get to know you all better. So let's go now to the slides. Chalia? So today's class is Introduction to Politeracy and Governance 101. It's just a class to go through the periphery of a lot of things that you're going to be taught during the course of the class, right? During the course of the program as a whole. So a lot of things I'm going to talk about have their own classes dedicated to them. So before we start with all the plenty questions, just know that your question is already covered in a course, that will come up. We have the executive, we have the legislative, we have local government, we have political parties. All these are standalone courses on their own. And I bet you the facilitators do a great job with those courses. Next slide, please, Chalia. Okay, so what is politeracy? The title of the program is Politeracy and Governance 101. What is politeracy? Politeracy is derived from combining the terms political and literacy. It's simply the education of the electorate on governance systems and processes so that they know what to demand of elected officials, right? So that is the simple, it's a term we coined ourselves by joining political and literacy. So it's simply just the education of the electorate. Who is the electorate? The electorate is you and I, those that are not holding elected offices. We are the electorate. And I want to say here that the office of the citizen is actually the highest office in the country, in the land. It's not the office of the president. You as a citizen, your office is the highest, because democracy is a government for the people, by the people, and of the people. So your office is actually the highest. That's the first thing I would like to state here as we go on with this course, right? Second slide, please. So what are the methods for propagating politeracy? The first is formal education, which is what we're doing here. When you attend a program to learn more about politics, we have a couple of political institutions these days coming up, but I'm bold to say that Electoral College is actually the pioneer of it all, right? So you're in the right place. So formal education is a way of propagating politeracy. Like I said earlier, we're doing this for the 16th time, and we've had over 9,000 students pass through this course. So it's a way of propagating politeracy. The second is cultural influences. Cultural influences actually plays a huge role, in the political nuances of a country. For example, there's one example that I love to use in almost every cohort, and it's this myth that you have to be from a particular place before you can run for a governor in that particular place, or a local government chairman, or what have you. But that is not in the Constitution. In the Constitution, what is stated is that as a president, you should be at least 35 years old, you should be a citizen of Nigeria by birth, you should have at least a secondary school leaving certificate, and then you should belong to a political party. Same thing for governor, same thing for senator and local government chairman. So it's a cultural thing that people just believe that you have to be from a state before you can run in that state. And this is not just something that we're saying. The ED, Mr. Kunle Lawal, whom I believe you get to meet at the end of the class, is a living breathing example of such a case. He ran as a senator in the FCT, and it was a very good run. He's the senator that FCT wish they could have had. Yeah, it was their loss, not his. Yeah, so that is an example of how cultural influences affects, political literacy, affects what we believe are the things. For example, most of you, if you're not in this class hearing this now, you probably would not know that it's actually not in the Constitution that you must be from a state, before you can run for office, right? And the next is media. Media plays a very important role in propagating politeracy. We have the TV, the radio, we have the newspapers, and then we have, of course, social media that has gained, a lot of prominence in recent times. Social media is a very powerful tool for propagating politeracy. I'm sure a lot of us probably came across this link online. You saw it, someone shared it on maybe a social media app or status, or you saw it on the blog, you saw it in the newspaper. It was through social media that you clicked and you're here. So social media is a powerful tool for propagating politeracy. Unfortunately, it's not always right. What is put out there by the media is not always right. There are a lot of half-truths. In fact, there are a lot of complete blatant lies that are put out there that affect, how people perceive politics and governance as a whole. So it's a two-edged sword. It can be for the good, and it can also be for the bad. It can be both positive and negative. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Few weeks back, when we were preparing for the class, when registration started, the ED shared the tweets of an influencer that tweeted and said that, he was calling the attention of the Lagos State governor to the state of the roads in his area and all that. Has the governor driven around, and all that. And a lot of people were jumping on the tweet and commenting and yes, supporting him and all that. But if he was politically literate, he's an influencer, I didn't call his name, so I'm not shading him. If he was politically literate, he would know that it is not under the jurisdiction of the state government to repair the roads in your area. That is under the jurisdiction of the local government chairman of that local government area. That is the power of politeracy. But now, because he doesn't know, he put that tweet out there and he has helped in spreading let me coin it as illiteracy, political illiteracy, right? So media, I'm just trying to say that media is powerful and we should be careful how we use media because it travels far and wide, especially the social media. We should know that we should be sure that we're spreading the right thing. And I believe all of us in this class, we're here to make the difference. And after this, we're going to be ambassadors of true politeracy. And then the last is political parties. the ED, this is one of his favorite quotes. He'll say that a political party is the only recognized vehicle to elected office. Yes, at least until we start doing individual candidacy, independent candidacy and all that. But for now, political parties are the only registered and recognized vehicles to elected offices. And political parties are also a way of propagating politeracy because, of course, when you join, you're going to learn more about politics, how it works. You're going to, in fact, you're going to be in the trenches. It's going to be a real life thing, right? And that's one of the reasons why we are simulating political parties in the class. You're going to go through debates, you're going to go through elections. For those that win, you're going to get a certificate of return. We're making it as real life as possible so that you know how it works, right? So political parties is very important also for propagating politeracy. And at this point, I would like to state something. It's like an expo because it's to form part of your first assignment. And this is that we have 3 types of primaries. We have the direct primaries, we have the indirect primaries, and then we have the consensus. So for the direct primaries, these are primaries where everyone in a political party gets to vote and select who they want. So for example, now you're asked to select your chairman, which is definitely going to be one of your first assignments, right? You're asked to select the chairman of your party. In a direct primaries, everyone in that party is going to vote, and then the person with the highest votes emerges as the chairman, right? Or the chairperson. And then indirect is where we have the delegate system, where people are elected as delegates and they are the ones that get to vote on behalf of the larger population. And then consensus is when everybody comes together and say, this is who we want, a unanimous vote. This is who we want. This is who we want to represent us. This is who we're selecting, right? Okay. So those are the 3 types. I'm saying it now so that when you're doing your assignment, you will not say you were not aware, because the assignment will definitely come before your class on political parties. So I'm just giving this as a heads up for you all. Please write it down so that it do not make you lose marks during your assignment when you're asked what type of election did you carry out to elect your chairman. Okay, so at this point, I actually want to give just a little teaser, and whoever gets it will get something from me personally, not the college, from me. This is my own personal quiz. All right, so Chalia, you help me observe the chat box, fastest fingers, and I will give just 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, the deal is off, right? Okay, so here's the question. What is the difference between a candidate and an aspirant? Your time starts now. Chalia, help me observe and check who the first answer comes from. And if it's 30 minutes, like I said, the deal is off. So what's the difference between a candidate and an aspirant? Let me know when we have an answer. I can't see the answers from here. We still don't have an answer yet.
There are
We
answers.
do.
Good day. There are answers here. I would like to be
who's the first person?
I would like to be the one that actually reads which answer. So the first answer for me.
That's Edie, by the way. See how his voice is so chill.
Good day, everyone. 16 cohort, of course, I'll address you after this class, so I just didn't want to say anything. I'm working here for now. So we have Gafar Babatunde Bamigbade. He was the first to answer. He said candidates already selected or elected to run. That's quite a good answer, but it's incomplete. We have Temitope Ogunlana, who says a candidate has the party's vote while an aspirant hasn't been selected yet. Still a good answer, but not incomplete. We have Achibong Jeremiah. Candidate has gone through a primary while aspirant is aspiring. I think this is the closest answer, but let's still go down and see what's going on. We have Musa Kakumi Abdullahi. He says candidate has already won election while aspirant is contesting. Henry Goni Patrick says a candidate is one that has emerged. Incomplete. Yvonne, yeah, I'm going to murder this name. Let's just leave it at Yvonne. So Yvonne says a candidate is someone who wants to run for an office and is picked, and an aspirant is someone who plans to run. J. Omile Olamilekon, sorry, says an aspirant contests to represent the party. The candidate is the card-bearing member. Abdulkadir primary election. The candidate has won the primaries and an aspirant has only declared an intention. For me, this is the most perfect answer. This is the most perfect answer. Olorunshola Osasuna, I think, wins this thing. It's the most perfect answer because he's completely spot on. The candidate has won the primaries. That is the difference. That's the key difference. So thank you very much, Lisa. It was great for this teaser, and I was also happy to participate in marking the answers or being presented. So the prize should go to Olorunshola Osasuna. Please, that name should be marked. Lisa, can you hear me? Lisa, can you hear me?
Edie, please,
Sorry,
can you?
I wasn't able to unmute. I was trying to signal that. Okay, so Edie has selected our winner for us. So Olorunshola, just reach out to me. You have the permission to enter my DM after the class. Just search for me among the admin and then reach out to me for your gift. So congratulations to you. And well, good attempts by everyone. I'm glad that at least some people have an idea, but Olorunshola's answer was the best. So well done. Okay, next slide, Chalia. And thank you, Edie, for, for being our moderator for that session. Okay, so we move on to governance. Governance refers to how power is used in managing a country's human, material, and economic resources. So basically, governance is how power is used to manage a country's human, economical, material, natural resources. That's what governance is in a nutshell. Okay, so next slide. Okay, before we go to the next slide, I want to actually state the difference between governance and good governance. You know, what we're used to is governance. Okay, this person is in power, this person won the election, and then this person is overseeing and, you know, just doing stuff. That's governance. Governance refers to the process, right? And then good governance is how well the process is working. That is the major difference. Good governance, for example, is, okay, before you were maybe state governor of a state, we had 1 million youths that were unemployed. And then when your tenure was over, we had just 200,000 youths that are unemployed. Your office, during your tenure, you were able to build maybe industries that brought about job employment and all that, and that reduced the unemployment rate. That is good governance. So good governance is measurable, is how much the processes, which is the governance, has been able to impact the average man on the street, has been able to impact the masses, has been able to make the life of the people that you're leading, you know, better, how it has affected their well-being in a positive way. So that's the difference. A lot of leaders practice governance. They just do the processes. But good governance is how well those processes are working, how those processes are translating in the improvement of the life of the citizens of that country, of that state, of that local government area. Next slide, Chalia. Okay, so now we move on to the arms of government. We have the executive, we have the legislative, and we have the judiciary. Like I said earlier, these three classes have their own, these three arms of government have their own classes, you know, dedicated to them. And I can tell you that you're going to have an amazing time, especially the executive and the legislative. I can bet on that, right? Okay, so these are the three arms of government, and the arms of government are for separation of powers. We have the arms of government, and then we also have the tiers of government, which can also be referred to as the levels of government, which are the federal, the states, and the local government. The local government is the first handshake with the people. Another famous quotes by our able ED. All right. So the executive, of course, I'm sure that we're familiar with who the executives are. These are the orgas at the top, the people that we all know, the people that almost everyone insults, the people that everyone points at, when they want to look for somebody to hold as scapegoats. So the executives on the federal level are the president and the vice president. And then at the state level, we have the governor and the deputy governor. And then the local government level, we have the chairman or the chairperson, and of course, his or her deputy, right? And then for appointed, for executives, we have both the elected and the appointed. For appointed at the federal level, we have the DGs of parastatals, the ministers of parastatals and all that, right? And then for state level, we have the SAs, we have the commissioners, and then for local government level, we have the SAs, we have the PAs, and all that. Those are appointed, those are not elected, right? And then for the legislatives are the ones that are concerned with bills. When you see a legislator, just know that it's all about bills, bills, bills. They're the ones that make the bills, that amend the bills, that pass the bills. That is the work of the legislative. They are called the House of Assembly. The local government has its own House of Assembly. Those are the councillors. The state government has their own State House of Assembly. And then, of course, at the federal level, we have the National House of Assembly. And then National House of Assembly is composed of the red chamber and the green chamber. The red chambers are the senators. They're also called the upper chambers, and they are 109 in number. We have 109 senators, 3 from each state and 1 from the Federal Capital Territory, right? And then for the green chambers, these are the House of Reps. They are 360 in number. They're also called the lower chamber. So these are the ones that make up the National House of Assembly. They're the ones that are in charge of, making the laws, amending the laws, and passing the laws. And then for the judiciary, of course, these are the ones that are in charge of interpreting the law. The lawyers, they're the ones that are in charge of interpreting the law. And the head of the judiciary is the Chief Justice of Nigeria, the CJN. And that is an appointed position, actually. It's not elected, it's appointed, right? Okay, so next slide, Chalia. Okay, so pathways to good governance, right? We have 3 major pathways that I have listed here as pathways to good governance. The first is political literacy, which is what we're doing here, which is what Electoral College stands for. The truth is that when you know better, you will do better. A lot of people don't even know. And that is the first step. You have to even know first, before you can attempt any change. Because a lot of people talk out of ignorance. Like the tweet I was talking about, he probably felt, he was being a good citizen by calling out the state governor, but he didn't know that that was just a display of ignorance, on his part. So political literacy is very important so that you will know who to hold accountable. You will know the jurisdiction of each office. For example, the president is not the one in charge of passing bills. That power is invested in the National Assembly. But when you don't know, you feel like, oh, when a bill is passed, oh, it's the president, it's the president. I'm sure... Like it said, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown, because everybody just points to the number 1 person there, But there has been separation of power. So there are people to hold accountable for each lapse in governance, right? So political literacy is very, very important. You have to know what is required. You have to know whose office is in charge of this. A lot of us, when it comes to voting, you just want to vote the president, you want to vote the governor. But all those other offices are also important. The House of Rep, the senator, the local government chairman, because your bad roads, the president does not know that you have bad roads in your area. He doesn't. He probably has never been there and may never be there till the end of his tenure. That power has been invested in the local government chairman of your area. And thank God the FAC allocations are now go directly to the local government. So there's no excuse whatsoever. You know who to hold accountable. So that is why political literacy is very important. And that is why we have put together this course. I can tell you the truth that by the time you're finishing, your mindset will have changed. I just want you to come with an open mind, be ready to learn, be ready to unlearn, and then relearn. Forget about everything you've ever known about politics. Trust me, because a lot of it is going to be turned on its head, during the course of this course, right? Pun intended. Okay, so next is participation. participation is also very important. The first step is to know. After you know, it's very important that you do, right? When you know better, you do better. So participation is very, very important. It's not enough just to be a voter. Oh, I have a voter's card, I vote in the election. No, you have to participate, because if you don't participate, you cannot hold whoever emerges. You cannot condemn whoever emerges, right? Because when you're forced to choose between the devil and the deep blue sea, you're limited to those choices, right? But when more people participate, then we can have the deep blue sea, we can have the Mediterranean Sea, we can have the ocean, we can have, all the kind of seas. And then, of course, the devil, maybe we'll also have an angel. So we have more people to choose from. So participation is very important. Join a political party. Be active. In fact, if you feel that you can do a good job, put yourself forward. That is when we can really have, the country that we're praying for. Because a lot of people feel like, oh, politics is dirty, politics is this. I used to be like that before I encountered electoral college and my life changed. Okay, so a lot of people feel like, oh no, I don't want to get involved. Oh no, it's not for me. No, I'm just a corporate person. I'm just this, I'm just that. At the end of the day, if you do not participate, you cannot blame whoever emerges, right? Because you're leaving it to chance. So it's very important that you're not just politically literate, but you also participate. You join political party, you let your voice be heard, you put yourself forward, right? And then the last that I wrote here is financially unattractive offices. It's amazing that the cost of governance is pretty high. Pretty high in Nigeria. Okay, for example, an average senator, the take home, the basic, right? The basic salary is probably 600 to 750,000, right? In the month. But by the time you add different allowances, we're talking like 48 million as take home. Okay, so for example, now I'm DED in electoral college, right? So let's say I have what is coming as basic. And then I'll now have makeup allowance. Of course, I have to present the college well. Makeup allowance, hair allowance, wardrobe allowance, data allowance, travel allowance. By the time you add all those allowances, you should know that I'll probably be earning in millions and all that, right? So that's the same thing. By the time they add all these allowances, the take home is like 48 million or even more. And then that's for one person. So multiply that by the number of senators that we have. We've not even talked about the House of Rep. We've not talked about the governors. We've not talked about all the other people in government. So because of this, the whole financial thing that is, that most people feel like they're going to get when they get to the office, it makes it hard for the people that really want to do the work to be there. It makes it hard for the people that really want to serve the country, for the people that really want the good of the country to be there, because everybody just wants to get there for what is in it for them. They just want to amass for themselves, their first generation, second generation, up to the fourth generation, right? But when we have financially unattractive offices, it's going to help sift the wheat from the tares. We're going to know that the people that are vying for those offices are people that, like we say in electoral college from the ED, for the love of God and country, because you love Nigeria, because you want Nigeria to be great, because you want the good of the citizens of Nigeria. So if these offices can be financially unattractive, it's actually going to really help, because people know that you're not there to serve your interest, you're there to serve the people. And that is what a true democracy is really about. So I'll end with this last two quotes. Next slide, Chalia. One is from me, and I said, public servants should be focused on serving the public, as the name implies. I mean, the name says it all. Public servants, you should be there to serve the public, not to serve your own personal interest, not to serve the interest of your godfather or whoever put you there. No, you're there to serve the public. And then the second quote is by Abigail Spanberger. She's a congresswoman in the US. She said that good governance should be an expectation and not an exception. Expectation. We should expect it, because that was why you were elected in the first place. That was why you were put there. So it should be an expectation that, yes, we are having good governance from you. It should not be an exception. It should not be that when the barest minimum is done, everybody is rejoicing like, oh, wow, oh, we are so lucky. No, that should be the expectation, because that is why you're there, to serve the public, and to make sure that things work, to make sure that the life of the average Nigerian is better. I hope with these few points, you've been able to have an idea of what is in store for you for the duration of this course. It's going to be mind-blowing. I can assure you of that. I have no doubt about that. So thank you. Do we have any questions? Like I said earlier, most of the things I've talked about will be treated as individual classes. But if you have general questions, in fact, I would rather you ask questions based on how can I graduate, because
Thank
it's
you.
very important. It's very important. Okay, Edie. Thank you.
DED, thank you very much, DED, an exceptional class. With your permission, I would like to at least welcome the court on behalf of the college and then, drop a few things. So thank you very much, DED. The DED is the third court of the Electoral College. I'm the only person who hasn't passed through the Electoral College. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kuni Lawal. I'm the Executive Director of the Electoral College Nigeria. Serve on its board, and I'm also its chief servant. Now, first and foremost, I'd like to welcome you all. Like my DED has said earlier, there's so much the college has put in to ensure you guys are here. There's so much we've put in to ensure this works, because we've committed quite a lot to political literacy. Over the last 5 years of the Electoral College existence, we graduated close to 13,000, or over a little over 13,000. And we've done quite a lot of work in political literacy, be it media, radio, etc., educating people. We're influenced within political parties. We're massive. We've done quite a lot of work. But the work does not matter if there isn't you. Now, of course, dealing with people, especially Nigerians, comes with a lot of things. Like DD mentioned earlier, most chats up to admins and, which are unnecessary. Or look, we are non-partisan, we're non-governmental. Your faves and your celebrities, I'll tell you, especially in my class, are going to take some punches. No strings attached. Do you understand? And I'm not an activist. I need to state this clearly. Activism is usually conducted by the Stevie Wonders of politics. By the Stevie Wonders of politics, no offense to Stevie Wonder, I just used him. They're blind. That's most of the time. That's what activism is in Nigeria. And we won't be having that. I read and I see almost everything. It's my job as the executive director. Even on this conversation, I noticed a Hamza Abdullahi. Hamza Abdullahi, I'll first tell you something. You don't want me to remember your name. I'm being honest with that. Somebody made a statement, you made a counter statement. I will not repeat what you said, because that will be me amplifying publicly what you did. And already in your first class, you're already telling somebody what he is and what he isn't. You have no rights to do that. Hamza, don't allow me use my powers. I do not hesitate to use them. You'll find that out in the college. I don't hesitate to use my powers. Trust me on that. And this is not to scare you. This is to tell you that we demand very high, impeccable character. I know you're used to the Nigerian way, where most people just do things without adequate checks or balances. We will not be tolerating that in the college. Note this here. We do not tolerate this. If you want to tolerate absolute rubbish, you can go and build your own college, build your own strength if it's easy, and then you can tolerate rubbish there. But here, no, it will not be done. And Hamza, I've marked your name. Trust me, if I have to see your name again, you wouldn't like it. That said, we're here to groom you guys in politics. The experience of people within politics is massive. Facilitators, we might not be the noisemakers, but there are people that do quite a lot of things, have altered your country in different ways in which you don't even understand. And we don't think this knowledge should be restricted to ourselves alone, which is why we're sharing it, and we're even sharing it for free. We expect your commitment. We expect your dedication. We expect hard work. The DED, whilst you're speaking, mentioned projects. We'll be providing a little funding to help you with your projects. That we'll do once you appoint your chairman. So if your chairman embezzles, then we'll have a real life situation where you'll be really getting down with the people you claim when giving power are bad. Let's see what happens when we give you power. We're going to be simulating real life situations in politics. The executive director has had the privilege of serving at highest office in highest level, that's National Executive Council, which is the ruling part of any political party. Served in that. He's worked on constitutions of political parties. He still works on internal democracy of political parties. He's not perfect, but he's been working there, and we'll be bringing all this to bear. One thing the DED also reiterated is that your attendance is crucial. We don't ask you for anything, but your attendance. She mentioned your names that should be there. I would like those names to be there. We don't know Techno Pop 3 as she used. We don't know iPhone 16. If you want to show up with an iPhone 16, I'm sorry, we don't have one. Charlie, you can put the slides down. We also don't understand when you don't follow the proper process. If you don't follow the proper process, we will not pay attention to what you need to do. The board of the college is really, really happy to have you. The board of the college looks at passing. This college does not plan to fail anybody. I'll tell you, I'm the one that marks most of the scripts. So my marks assignments. If we've taught you something and you can't seem to remember it, trust me, I'll draw your ears on it. I'm not joking. They know me. I can score you -30. If you do well, trust me, I'll not hesitate to give you a 10. But you have to be attentive in this class. I know I'm making all this clear because I won't care about your emotions. Politics is not emotional. And if you notice something, while Didi was talking, she spoke about the legislative and she said bills. She spoke about laws and amendments of laws. One thing she didn't discuss was constituency projects. And I'm sure nobody wondered, did anybody wonder why in the class? I'll help you. Constituency projects are non-constitutional. It was brought in by a government sometime between 2003 and 2007 to enhance somebody's third-term bid. It's non-constitutional. It's not done by any other legislature anywhere in the world. It is giving executive powers to the legislative, which it's not supposed to have, and indirectly supports corruption. And at that point, I think I've made quite a few things clear. The college is ready to work with you. I'm always available to help. I'm serving you guys. I do not head you guys, but my decisions determine whether you pass or fail. But I'm here to serve you guys. I'd like to thank you all. I'd like to welcome you all to the 16th cohort. We've suggested that you should fill those Google forms, which are placed on the class. I don't know how people are on class and haven't seen it yet, but if you do not fill that form, you are not a student of this college. We will not be begging you. We tell you to attend class at 5. Most people say they don't remember it's 5. It's very simple to remember. If you don't, I think I would advise Lisa. I will talk with my team. I'll be advising Lisa and Co. I think we should maybe in this cohort start short classes at a particular time because we demand your attention and time. If I would close my own time to attend your class, everybody else closes their time to do that. I don't see why you can't do that. So thank you very much, 16th cohort. It's a privilege to address you guys. I will be taking you in your next course over sometime across the line, and I look forward to engaging questions. Meanwhile, for today, myself and Lisa are here to answer questions if you have any. Thank you, everyone. And I'll hand over back to Jessica. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Edie. That was the Executive Director himself. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can put up your hands and opportunity will be given to you to ask. 2 hands have been up, so I don't know why your hands are up. If you are not asking a question, please put your hands down. Okay, I will start with Aide Jonathan. Aide Jonathan, you can unmute and go ahead. Aide.
Very good evening, ma'am. And can you hear me?
Yes, we can, but you can speak up.
Okay. A very good evening to all participants in the house. I want to say very thank you to the electoral college and this. Sorry, I just put on my Bluetooth so I can speak pick up directly. Okay, thank you so much, Electoral College, for putting this together. I'm coming. My question is, how do young persons, I'm coming now, okay, how do young persons like me go beyond what the ED said, that we don't do activism here? How do I become a real change in the society, not just carrying placard and doing all those of all the greatest Bobo thing? So I want to ask, how beyond the projecting and everything, how do I be a real change in my own society? Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Edie, do you want
Okay.
to?
Thank you very much. I'm here. I'll answer it. I believe his name is Jonathan, right? So,
Yes.
Jonathan, first thing I'd like to say is, you first must learn to crawl before you start to walk. And trying to do anything politically, you must first understand the way it works so that you're not jumping into or becoming a bigger part of the problem. So I also saw a question, which also I would like to answer the two questions, which was on chat box, which stated, after this, what are we going to do with it after graduation? Good question. Well, what you do with it is what you choose to do with it. We don't control your lives. We will be there to assist you. If you need help within getting into a political party, becoming a member, or moving within your state or whatever, we're there to help you, grant you access. We are non-partisan, though we have people across multiple parties. We would help with that. We would help with advice if you decide to run for office. We'll help with advice if you decide to join the strategy team of someone running for office. We offer you that for free. We are always there to advise our cohorts. We're always there to advise if you decide to want to even go into holding anyone accountable. The college remains an advisory capacity. And we do not separate the cohorts when you graduate. When you graduate, you become associates, you remain the same. The group will be open. Our other associates who have graduated from 1 to 15, they have conversations. Some of them are running for office. They support each other. They build up. It's limitless. So first, we'll arm you with the knowledge. What happens next isn't really up to us. It's what the fire that we put in you spares you to do, and we'll be there to help you. What we're just trying to do is that we already understand that generally in Nigeria, politics is trying to say you want to teach people politics. It's like selling water to a well. But we've achieved it, and we've done this exceptionally, and we will continue to do this. So, like I said, for now, let's not discuss about the future. Let's just build the present. Let's build the foundation. Then we'll make the judgment of how from the foundation, whether we're going to use POP or we're going to use marble floors or we're going to do anything intentional. But just know that whatever, I've made a promise, not only to the college, but to Nigeria, that I will work with you, regardless of where you want to go, politically or with whatever choice you make, even setting up an NGO, doing whatever you want to do. I will be standing with you. And if I am standing with you, it means the college fully is standing with you. I hope I've been able to answer your question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Edie. Abubakar. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. Am I audible? Hello? Oh.
Yes, you are.
Okay, sorry. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Firstly, I would like to commend the ED. Honestly, this is the first time I am attending any class, fellowship,
Yes,
or
you
this
are.
thing where the ED actually.
Okay,
Yeah, you seems to be harsh, but that's what we need as youth, because most of them youth tends to abuse opportunities given to them. But your approach is actually unique to me, because this is the first time I heard of such, but I believe is needed. Thank you so much. And I look forward to fully being part of this to champion change. So I just have a question. I am planning to host an event or a project under the Nigerian Youth Future Front, which we will be actually educating youth on politics and how to hold government accountable. So is there in any way an opportunity, or an openings, you understand, for partnership and collaboration with this movement? And my last question is a request. Please, I missed some part of the presentation because I'm in a rural community for a project. The network is not that much stable. I used to come on and off. And please, I missed some part of the presentation. Is there any provision to provide a recorded version of this class, or to share the presentation slides in the group? Thank you so much.
First and foremost, what's the name again?
Abubakar.
First and foremost, Abubakar. So Abubakar, first and foremost, the slides were shared on the group before the class, so you should be paying attention to your class group. Second, I consider you calling me Hash a compliment. People have called me worse things, but you'll find out who I am at the end. And are we open? All the college does is partnerships. We don't really care whose name is on the door, really, or whose name wins the race. We're just trying to make Nigeria a better place. Or let me expand Africa, because we've expanded into Africa and we're expanding more. So we just want to make Africa a better place. So we're always open to partnerships. There's nothing you bring to my table. You can ask anybody within the staff or anybody within the hierarchy of the Electoral College that I see and I pay attention and I treat with due diligence every information that comes to my table. So I'll be open. Thank you very much for the compliment. Harsh is one of the softest words I've been called at this point. I'm sure you'll find very strong words to call me later. Well, it doesn't move me. It's what needs to be done. We're not here to teach youth. Let me make this very clear. We're here to teach Nigerians. Nigerians include, I remember the eldest person we've had in the college. It was she was 73, wife of a former senator, and she joined the college because she said she wanted to know what her husband did, and it was very interesting. And she has a certificate, and I think the youngest person with a certificate was the child of a very, very active student. Child was always, because the mom was always asking questions, she was always butting in, and I think she was 6 months at the time. That's the youngest person to have an electoral college certificate. So I'm giving you a few history lessons from the college. And so the so-called Hash supreme leader dictator was still able to give a 6 months child. Yes, because the 6 months child attended the entire college. And for me, the child's about 3 now. She holds that certificate because they framed it. She looks at it, and she'll get to know what it is. And who knows? And I'll tell you something. The college is fully made up and assimilated of students. The only person that existed in the first cohort and taught all the classes was the ED. I taught all 26 classes, now 27. Taught all 27 modules. Lisa is of the 3rd cohort, Charlie is of the 8th, Jessica is of the 14th. Am I right? 14th.
Yes.
We assimilate our students if you are good enough and we feel you're selfless enough. We assimilate our students. So the college is made up of all our students. We have associates down the BOT. That's how the college is. But on the board of trustees, we have associates. And it's massive, and it's something. It's a family. It's a direction. It's not a movement. But I look forward to engaging you guys more. I'm open for the next question.
Thank you, Idi. And also about the classes, they are on the YouTube channel. The link will be sent to the group. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. All the classes will be there. Okay, Clement.
Before you continue,
wait. Okay, I forgot to add. Lisa, we'll be dropping the links of the first 3 YouTubes on the class. After that, we won't spoil you again. Let them just enjoy first week of spoiling.
All right, Edie. So I saw some people asking for the link to fill in the attendance. The attendance is just your attendance here. So once you sign in, just put your name in the chat box. We have the admin that will already capture that. So please there's no link for you to fill in your attendance for this class. For subsequent classes, once you sign in, just drop your name in the chat box. And if your name is not your name, if it's showing iPhone or showing Techno, remember to rename it. So that's how we get our attendance here. And please always follow everything that is dropped on the main chat. We are keeping you abreast of everything. So please follow it, because even when the parties, when we share you into parties, we're going to drop the links there. So always make sure that you're following every information drop there. It is very, very important, so that you don't come here and you're asking, where are the slides for the class? Where's the link and all that? All the information is already being provided. Thank you. Jessica.
Let me add this before somebody else talks. Let me add this. And the Electoral College believes this, that if you know what dress Davido's wife wore to the wedding, or if you know about Yule Edochie and whatever, then there's no excuse for you not to be politically literate. If I asked how many councillors were in Nigeria now, I'm not sure anybody will give me a correct answer, even with Google.
Okay, I will try from asking any local governments. I wonder how many people know that.
No, that's easy. They can Google that one. That one will be easy. Even if we start to engage and say how many political parties are in Nigeria, we're going to start having issues. And if we've asked if anybody has looked at the Constitution of Nigeria, they're going to tell us what activists normally say. The Constitution of Nigeria is useless. Okay, where is useless? Show us. And they're like, I've not really read it. Well, these things have happened in class, and it happened back to back. So if you want to come here and give us your activism views on how you're going to scrap the Senate without scrapping the Constitution, you're in for a long ride, because you're going to face me. And trust me, I won't tell you. Let's just go. Let's just go. I won't say anything. But we'll prove to each other how it's going to be. I love a good debate. Trust me, I don't hesitate for one. So I look forward to all these things. Like we've said, everything you know about politics, bury it outside the door before you get in here. And I don't care whether you are I don't know, influencer, youth leader, whatever. Drop it outside. You'll be assigned to parties. We've had situations where some people tell us, how can I be in the APC? I voted for Labour Party last election. The parties are just insignia of a group. Somebody will tell me I'm a card-carrying member of PDP. I cannot be in Labour Party in the college. Lisa, please show them the door, because I don't even want it to reach my office, please. The parties here are just named for you to operate within. And parties are not your problem in Nigeria. They've never been. They've never, ever been your problem. It's like, I always liken it to, and this is the example I normally use, I always liken it to a football game. Okay, now I'm an Arsenal fan. Arsenal is doing well. Let me use the teams that are not doing well. Man U. Now, Man U was doing well before, but now Man U is scratching the ground, although they started scoring some goals. But the issue is not Man United that's the problem. It's the players or the coach. And that's the same with political parties. No political party is bad. It is the people within it. And I'll tell you something. There are good people in the APC. There are good people in PDP. There are good people in Labour Party. There are good people in NNPP. There are good people in ADC. There are good people in Zenith Labour Party. There are good people in ADC. They're everywhere. There are good people. The problem now is good versus bad. And there are bad people everywhere. I'll tell you, one of the great conversations I'm going to tell you is that if any party scored above 1 million votes in the last 2023 election, that party rigged. I'm not saying they wouldn't have gotten 1 million votes, but on their way to 1 million votes, they rigged. We're not here to do stories. We're here to play the game. And I'll tell you, if you've been able to monitor elections on my level, then maybe we can have a conversation. But apart from that, I don't do cosmetic parlor and beer parlor or whatever arguments here. We are not arguing with you. If you're going to state something in college, you better have the data to back it up. Because if you can't, trust me, we'll reprimand you for it. So thank you very much. The questions can continue.
Okay, how many more questions should we take? There are 10 hands raised. Okay, let me take Ebe Elez.
No, no,
Hope.
no. Jennifer. Okay, finally a girl. I just wanted to say that are there women in this class? Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
There's a lot of
Can you
there's a
speak
lot of
up?
noise where you are.
Just mute her.
Okay.
I think you should mute her. And Jessica, I think
Yes.
you should pick a woman. Women say they want to participate in politics in Nigeria. I don't know whether their participation is collecting free forms and not doing anything else, which I didn't
Okay.
agree with. So let's give a woman a chance to speak.
I can't tell from the remaining names, but I think Afolaya Dupe Afusat. I hope you're a woman.
If you go buy another one, you know, you carry. Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
Afusat.
Hello? Yeah, my name is Afolaya Dupe. I'm a woman. Thank you so much. My question, hello, are you there with me?
We can hear your voice, but we can't make out what you're saying. Can you go to a quiet place?
I'm very sorry. Can you hear me now?
Okay,
Yes,
go
we can
ahead.
hear you.
Okay. I just want to thank all the moderators, our mentors for the lecture. It's very inspiring. But my question does bother on two things concerning the issue of the 80% participation for the participants, for that person to be able to get certificates. So, in the instance of maybe network failure, maybe the participant is in the class already, and there is a network failure. And because I noticed that two, three people left out of this, it might not be their wish. Maybe it is the network that cuts them off. In that instance, after them being in the class in the first instance and probably they will now left, what is going to be the attendance rate? Are they going to be marked as they did not attend the class for the last 2 hours period or what? Hello?
We are here. Let me answer that question. There's a little static
All
on
right,
your side. So Jessica, you can mute her so that they will hear this clearly.
okay.
So I'm going to state this. Any network that's happening to you in the electoral college is your village people. I'm being very honest and I'm not hiding it. It's your village people. We demand you understand at least 17 courses to be called an associate. It's non-negotiable. It is non-negotiable. If people can stream Big Brother on their phones in Nigeria, then when it comes to educative classes, you tell us that network will throw you out. It can happen. You find your way back in. College has zero. And I'm saying this clearly. If you hear it from Lisa, because her name has D in front of it, you think it's not too strong, even though it has H for head of Politeracy. I want you to hear it from me. It has E, and I will give you an F, which is the next thing. If you are not in class. That's what it is. And it's flatline. It's non-negotiable. I'm stating this because, well, it's not that we're being harsh. We expect that when you carry a certificate of this college, you carry it with pride. The people that have carried it have gone on to be local government chairpersons. They've gone on to be SAs. They've gone on to be heads of organizations, etc. Working in INEC, working in different places. So I don't expect to undermine this certificate. So even though the class is free, because I'll tell you, if you put a price to it, you can't pay for it. I'm being honest. And you will find out. And if you doubt me at the end of this class, I'll ask you the question again. How much would you have paid for this class? But for now, if you miss a class, you've missed a class. And that's what it is. we have 27 modules, which means you can only miss 7. Am I right?
5, actually.
5, sorry. You can only miss 5. I believe that is more leeway than anything. I'm sure it's the intervention. You know, Lisa is very sweet. I'm like the guy with the stick. If you were left to me, you wouldn't miss 1. So if network throws you out, your village people, find a way to get back in. Thank you.
Thank you, Edie. We don't write exams in the electoral college apart from your project. So the way we know you have learned something is by your attendance in the Zoom classes, apart from your participation in your respective parties. If you don't attend the Zoom class, there's nothing your party members or your party chairman can do for you. So please, let's take note of that so that we'll not be disturbing party chairman at the end of the day. Otherwise, my name not on the list. All right. Should I take another person or?
No,
Edie?
that's I'm okay. There's no Arsenal match today, so I'm free.
Okay. All right. Musa, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. Good day, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. First of all, I would like to use this opportunity to thank the organizers, or let me say the facilitators of this program. Thank you so much for giving us the chance to learn from a wealth of knowledge. Mine is heard from a facilitator who just finished instructing us. She said the class is going to start from 5 and end around 7 p.m. So I don't know if it is possible the class should be shifted 1 hour like before the initial time, because normally us, the Muslims, used to go and observe prayer within 6 to 7. And actually, I'm kind of passionate. I wanted to learn everything from this course, and so do my Muslim brothers. So this is what I wanted to say. I don't know if it is possible for the class to be shifted 1 hour before the initial time. Thank you so much. I hand over the mic.
Is this where I answer?
Hello?
Musa, I can hear you clearly.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Musa, if you take Musa, we've graduated 15 cohorts like this, and we did not have a problem. I will be graduating the 16th with the same method. There will be no changes.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for answering my question.
And don't think we've not graduated Muslims. Let me correct that very well. I think the ratio in religion is almost 50-50. It's not 50-50. So that's our method. I'm sorry. I'm not with this. No, we're not offensive to any religion. We're a fully secular organization. But this is how we are, and this is how we've done. We've done it 15 times. If this was a problem, we would have had it from the first. So I stick to the script. I'm not bending, and 5 o'clock is what we're doing.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Lekki Meme. I hope I pronounced that right. Go ahead. Are you still on the call?
You can move to the next person. The person has said
Okay,
anything.
Daniel Uche. Go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. A very good evening to everyone. I believe everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear.
All right, thank you so much. I am very much excited to be here. In fact, when I joined in, hearing the moderator talk, and also the ED, the facilitator for this class, and then also hearing the DED, the facilitator, and also hearing the ED. In fact, these are articulate speakers. I am super excited to be a participant in the 16th cohort of the college. And of course, I'm seeing the seriousness. It's a massive, very impressive, and in fact, highly impeccable one. And I must confess that this is the first educative, controlled, and inspiring Zoom class I'm attending. And I must give the applause to the organizers of this very college. I heard about simulations and debates. How do we go about it? Are we just explain how we could actually go about simulations and debate on this very platform? And again, concerning the aspects of we as participants being shared as into parties, the class will be running for Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Hope if we're going to be shared into parties, hope it's not going to be outside of the classes, because be that taxing for the whole week. And then how do one actually become a volunteer with the Electoral College? Because it's a youth, hearing the ED's voice, I must say it's a youth inclusion, and I would love to volunteer with the Electoral College. I'm a follower of the Electoral College on Facebook, and in fact, when I got the updates about today's class, I rushly posted my excitement earlier today on Facebook. On Facebook, I am Ofix Dodan. You could go check it out. So I wish to be under the auspices and tutelage of the ED. I love your voice big time. I love the DED's voice. In fact, I'm super excited to be here. And by the grace of God, I'm going to be present for the whole class. I'm supposed to be hosting a Zoom meeting also by 6 p.m. But then when I started this meeting by 5, this class by 5, I heard the conversations. I had to shift my own meeting to 7. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And very kind words. I hope you still like my voice when I punish your party. That's the question I'm going to have. So secondly, I saw your post. I saw your post on the college. I saw your post. Thank you very much. You're asking how we're going to simulate and how we're going to do debates. I'll tell you, you have your assignments, but your assignments is the conversation within you guys during the week on your group. The conversation is not on the main group. And how are you going to have virtual debates? I think we conquered that. Just fill your Google form. It's going to be an interesting ride. And then you said something. You said you heard the ED's voice and it's so used. I don't consider myself used. The ED was 45 his last birthday, and he's going to be 46 during this cohort. I don't think the ED doesn't, yeah, I don't. You'll see me tomorrow. I teach you tomorrow. I just hid my face for today. So I also don't look my age, but I think I've done quite a lot of things that people haven't attained at 45. And it's a privilege to be thought to be younger. I believe I'm even 23, though I think I look 33. And like I said, you're about to experience something that I cannot explain. I'll just say, sit down, watch, learn, and over the course of time, you would see what we're trying to put together. For us to have done this 15 times and to be backed by the people who are now backing us, and we did it 15 times without any grant or anything, that's to tell you we've done things nobody else has attempted. Been able to virtually simulate realistic life situation. But leave that to us. Just follow the rules, enjoy, participate in your party. It's going to be a fun ride. You're going to laugh during the debates. You're going to be told things. You're going to run for offices. You run internally within your party, become a chairman, become this, become that. And then, you have aspirants, you vote for them, you get them against each other parties, and a party wins. There's an award for the best party. There's an award for the best chairman. There are multiple things that can happen. Do you understand? There's so much that can happen within the college. So I don't know why they say I have a youthful voice. I don't think so. I think I sound like a very old Kermit the Frog. But anyway, that aside, I think there's room for I love your enthusiasm, and there's room, and we spot people that perform actively. And if we love what you're doing, we take a decision. That's the management team takes a decision and assimilates you into the college. And who knows? Some of you here, definitely not you exactly, but some of you will be part of the next cohort, and you'll be sitting out where Jessica is and smiling because you already know what's going to happen at the end. And then you're going to have to talk to these guys and then the new guys, and new guys are like, oh, come on, Labour Party is better. It's the savior of Nigeria. No, APC, man. It's on our mandate to stand. No, PDP, and power to the people, etc., etc. Yeah, all that talk. Yeah, right. But anyway, you're going to learn what's really being done in politics. And that's all. Our excellence, our work, that's what you're going to learn. And I look forward to that. It's always a trip for me. It excites me. Right now, the college is my life. It excites me. It's what I do. And I look forward to, working with you guys. But like I said, this same voice will punish you. The same voice will push you to do things harder than you've ever done it.
Punishment to greatness.
This same voice you will dislike. You will call me dictator. Some of you will. You will call, and I know it's happened across 15 courts. You will call me dictator. You call me different things. But regardless of what you call me, I would always be Kunle. And that's what it is. I don't need you to love me. I'm not ice cream. But we'll stick to the ethics and do what needs to be done. So thank you very much, sir. And I look forward to engaging you in the class.
Thank you very much, sir. I truly appreciate this.
Lekon, Alaro. Lekon, you can go ahead.
Okay, I think Jessica, someone has been complaining that he
Good evening, ma. Good evening. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Hello? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
My good evening. It's Alaro Zakaria Lekon. Yeah, my question is, you mentioned something regarding the project. So I just want to know, like, how are you going to conduct the project, or how are you going to evaluate the project?
I think you guys are beating the gun. And let me be honest, you have 9 weeks to be with us. You are beating the gun. You guys all want to know what's happening, all want to share what's happening. I will tell you for free what is going on. You're about to enjoy a very nice ride, but please learn to sit back and enjoy it. We can't start telling you what you are going to choose the project. So the project's more about you than it is about us. It's your team that is going to choose it. Yes, we're putting a little finances behind your project, but we need to also understand. And your chairman will have to be accountable to your party. And if he embezzles, well, it's up to you guys. You guys like talking big. Nigeria, no, we're all good. It's politicians that are bad. In short, people that are in APC that are bad. Now, let's not tell the story of Labour Party and its campaign funds. Anyway, etc. We will see now. Let's see how when they make people admin groups, admins on WhatsApp group for estates, how they control and do not allow anybody else talk. We're going to play that game. So we're going to do things on a level you guys have not even thought of. Hello?
Okay, yes, we can hear you.
So we're going to do things on a level you guys have not even thought of. And I look forward to that more than anything. So you guys should just be patient. Be patient. I'm sure after your first class tomorrow, you're going to think, okay, what did I just get myself into? But, you're going to learn a lot tomorrow. By your third week, you're going to realize, for those that haven't read Pol Science, you should be asking yourselves, did I go to school at all? Because there's a difference between reality of what is and what actually is. So we're all going to share that. We're all going to do this work together. We're all going to achieve this dream together. All we are asking you for is work with me. And I've noted some people have already Googled me and found out I went to demonstrations area, went to ABU Zaria. Yes, I did. I'm a core Zaria boy. I don't hide it. Born and raised. But I'm expansive. You'll find that out later. And somebody said, is the punishment, the emphasis on the punishment. No, I'm not harsh. But trust me, I will deliver judgment as due fit, without hesitation. And I know why I'm warning you about it, because they'll tell you Edie does not know what sorry means. It's the way I roll. So if I'm giving you 100%, I expect you to give me 100%. So thank you, everyone. And I think you guys want to hold us here. Let's start holding ourselves, what they call it, from the next class. This is just an introduction. The DED did a very good job. I sometimes when she's talking, I wonder whether I should remain as ED and I should step down, because she covers quite a lot of things. So you guys, DED, are you still there?
Yes, Edie.
Okay, so I think we should allow 2 more questions, very short. I'll answer them. 2 very short questions.
I think
that
has raised his hand since the first time I asked there were questions.
Okay. Okay, Ayo. Is it an Ayo?
Okay. Ayo, Lauren.
Yes.
You can go ahead.
Unmute him. But you should go quickly. You should go quickly.
Right. Thank you very much. Good morning, good evening, everyone. I have 2 questions. One is for Lisa, one is for Kunle. Kunle, I'm interested to know about TELAF and how the ECN is funded. We don't have to discuss that here, but I'm very interested in supporting that. My second question is for Lisa. The story you said about this local government road and all that was very interesting. And as you talked about the legislative arm of government, holding government accountable, passing laws, my question is, at the local government level, does the House of Rep and Co, do they have jurisdiction over that kind of situation, or is there a role for the councillors to play that mirrors the 3 arms of government we just discussed at the federal level?
Okay.
I think your questions will all go to Kunle, or at least I want to attempt it.
Okay, Edie, go ahead.
Okay, first and foremost, the councillors are the National Assembly of the local government. They have powers to make laws that affect the local government. The councillors also have power to remove, like the House of Assembly, and the House of Assembly can impeach governors, so can the National Assembly impeach the president. They have the same powers with the local government chairman. Now, vis-a-vis, I would copy that local government chairman in Ogun State, and you can Google it, that refused to submit LG funds to Dapo Abiodun, the governor. And for once, they did something right. So the governor got, though most people don't know that exists, the governor got the councillors to remove the local government chairman. And that's local government's job at its level. Yes, of course, at its level, the local government also has an appointed secretary of justice or etc., who is supposed to help, or someone who's within the court in that distance, in an area court or customary court within that distance, who acts as the judiciary. Now, this balances and the problems that we've had. So Nigeria, the problem with Nigeria in governance is that it's not that Nigeria does not have a well-detailed flow of governance. We've created a culture, and culture is defined as way of life. So we created a culture of how politics is, away from the constitutional grants or constitutional provisions of what governance is. As regards to funding of TELAFs and etc., there was a few friends that came together, put together the funding. It's not hidden information. Put together the funding of the Electoral College. And a lot of people that have loved the work we've done, students have put in funds into because they love the work we've done, etc. And then presently we have a grant from the National Endowment for Democracy. That's which just came in October. So the college has actually been self-funded for the last 4 years. We've done a gubernatorial debate. We have radio programs in Hausa and in English across Abuja, Lagos, and Kano. Though a few have stopped due to funding, we also do quite a lot of things, politics in five, etc., etc. See, this list is long. We've done quite a lot for a 5-year-old organization. So, did I miss any part of your question?
He said he would like to support.
And we're not there yet. Let him first see what he's buying into. So thank you very much. But let's see what you're buying into. We're happy, but let's see what we need you to get into what you're buying into. So thank you very much. I feel that's a very noble thing to say. We're very impressed as the college, and we're very proud that you think of us in that way. I will be open to further conversations if you want us to talk. I'll be open to further conversations in the future on these matters. And thank you very much for what you just said. I believe that was very, very noble. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Igwe. Afolayan Dupe.
I think she has asked her question earlier.
I've answered. Yeah, I've asked my question and you've answered.
Been lowered so that we don't
Okay, Ebenezer, go ahead, please. Ebenezer.
No, that's not it. Okay.
Okay, Jessica, I think you should probably take Loveline. So have
Loveline, Chinyaka. Okay. Loveline, go ahead, please.
Thank you.
Sorry, Biko. And that or
no, understand. In fact, don't develop profit. You go check the money, you check the afternoon.
Let me mute him.
Good evening, everybody.
Can you? Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay. My question goes like this. Firstly, I intended asking how we'll be writing our tests and exams, but I found out that you answered the question earlier. And secondly, I'll be asking if the means of through which we can get our certificates, is there any designated place where we can go to get it, or will the certificates be online? Thirdly, and the last one. Okay, I also want to ask.
Can someone mute him, please?
And lastly, I want to know how we'll go about our graduation. Thank you so much.
Lisa, please answer this question.
Okay. All right, Idi. Okay, lovely. So first, you're asking of the tests. Okay, everything will be open. When your group is given an assignment, you're going to submit on the main group so that everyone will see, will learn, and will know why the marks were given or why you were marked down. So it's going to be open. It's not going to be via email. It's going to be on the group. And then if you have within your parties, you're also going to have tests within your parties per weekend to be sure that you've learned what was taught that weekend. That will be handled by the team leads in each party. So that will also be done. Yes, and then for certificates, like Edie said, you're jumping the gun. Today is the first day, and you're already asking for certificates. Okay. Anyway, your certificates will get to you after the program. If you qualify, if you get up to the 80% attendance that is required, your certificates will get to you. At that juncture, we'll cross the bridge when we get there. But trust me, everyone gets their certificate. So it's not something you should worry about during the first class. You asked 3 questions. What was the third one? Is Loveline still here?
No, I think you've covered it all because one was about the debates, how the debates will be done,
okay.
how they all will be. I've stated and I've answered that earlier. That just let us do our work. You just do your work and be present. Okay, leave us to bother about how that is done. And trust me, you enjoy how it is being done. I think we're trying to, even though we are open to giving information, we're trying to swallow everything. And somebody's asking a question about primary election, indirect and consensus. You have a topic, political parties and structure. What we did today was just a teaser. So there's political parties and structure. You would understand all that. You understand all that after political parties and structure. You will be able to, their topics for, she just gave you, I think when Didi was speaking, she just gave you first 4 classes. We have 27 modules and it's on your class group. You guys should go through it, and the information on your class group is placed there, and we shut it down so that people will not invite us for Davido's party or Wizkid's swimming pool party. We did that so that you can access the information. There's a lot of information on your class group. Go through it. It's been put there for you. It's for your use. So, to be taking questions on things that we've already told you. It's the code of conduct of how to behave in a cohort will be put in your political parties. Lisa, when are they going into their political parties, please?
That will be done by Sunday. By tomorrow, we'll start sharing them, and then by Sunday, everyone should be in their party.
Okay, so everybody will move to their parties, and the information will still be on the group. So the way it is, your names will be put out like a roll call, and then you now will be able to move from party. Your party will be stated, and you just look for your name, join the party. The link for the party will be there. You join the party on WhatsApp, and then you have your party. Then you can start plotting, planning. It's a real game. I encourage party liaisons. I encourage party competition because it's going to bring out the best of you. And that's what we want to see. So I'm looking forward to it. You guys should just, how do I put it, hold your horses a bit and just wait a little. You'll get there. We'll take one last question. Don't know who we're going to take it from. Lisa, this time you pick who takes the question. Jessica, let Lisa pick who takes the question. I would answer the question.
Okay. Let's hear from Aaron. Aaron Abba. You've been asked.
Mine is not really a question. I just want to appreciate what this is all about. After graduating from school, undergraduate school, I did a project around governance, and I've been looking for an opportunity to really explore what politics is in Nigeria, in the Nigerian context. And I've not really had an opportunity or a space where I can just immerse myself and grow. But seeing this notification or this update, when I signed up for it and joined the call this afternoon or this evening, I'm hearing all that the DED shared and all that the ED shared. I am really inspired, and I look at this platform as something that I would get an opportunity to immerse myself in what politics is in Nigerian context, and also get first-hand understanding of these things, and then launch out to, in the nearest future, participate in the Nigerian political space. So I just want to thank the organizers of this program for putting this up, and I really, really look forward to being part of this cohort. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
We're glad to have you here. Okay, so I can see a question by Temida Tayo. She's asking if there's room for graduates to become volunteer teachers in vulnerable communities.
We won't dictate that.
Yeah.
We expect, and this is the position, we expect you to, Lisa, did you want to answer that or I interrupted you?
I just said a big yes. Go ahead, Eden.
Okay, so we expect you to transfer what we've taught you. However you want to do it, fine. We will support you. I've stated that earlier. I stated that clearly. We will support you. But we will need you to do it. And then you have the chance with your physical projects to pull that. So we will always support you. College will always support you as it can. So it's not we teach you, offload, and walk away. No, if we do that, we will not be enjoying the few privileges we have with a few people who have entered elective position who were our former associates. So we will support you. That's a guarantee. That my office guarantees, and that the college guarantees. I think that's enough said on that particular point.
Okay. Thank you so much, Eddie. We still have 3 hands, are we? Should we give them 1 minute each?
Let's give them 1 minute.
Okay. So Galadima Usman, you can go ahead. 1 minute.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My question, let me just go straight to the point. My question is that development started from the grassroots. So I don't know how is electoral college going to make it possible for the people at the rural area to know the impact and the benefits of participating in elections. So is there any room for volunteers or ambassadorial slots that people will be going to the grassroots and grooming the future generation to be participating in politics, and by making sure they registered in the election process? So that is my question. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And I think people keep asking me the same question, just in different tones.
Yeah.
I've told you, we're offloading information for you to transfer. Yes, we will support you. We will. But first, let me tell you what's most important. Get the certificate. We'll talk later. I think that's what's best. No, that is the truth.
True.
So you see such enthusiasm, and then next minute you are not ready to do assignments and you fail. You see such enthusiasm, and then you tell your team lead, "Shut up! I will expel you."
Yeah.
No. I don't even expel people again. For me to expel you personally, you must have done a lot too, because I don't even see you. People that will expel you are far beneath. Nobody's beneath. They are lines, they are cadres. Before you get to me to expel you, it must be a problem. So me, I'm only for the IPOBs and the Boko Harams in this cohort. Any other Sore or whatever will be dealt with by team leads and the DD. That was a joke. No offense to Sore, I'm not abusing. I was just making an analogy of Nigeria.
Okay. Okay, Rita, you have a minute. Rita. Okay, Rita is not available. Abdul Malik's hand is down too. Okay. Dixon. Okay, I don't know why we can't hear you all. All right, Jude.
It's village people. It's village people.
Good evening, everyone.
Serious.
Okay.
Good evening.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. Okay, I think my question is part of the jumping the gun thing, but I just have to answer. Because of the
Oga. Keep out for pocket then. Are you sure you want to jump the gun again?
No. It's I don't. That's why I'm not sure the part it is. So I think I should just ask his than to just
go
be
ahead.
ignorant.
Go ahead. I was
thank
joking.
you very much. Okay, thank you. Okay, seeing from social media concerning the kind of projects that are done, people going to schools and places like that to educate others concerning political literacy. So I wanted to ask, is the party going to be shared or projects going to be shared based on location so as to go together with your party when it has to do with a physical kind of project? That's my question.
Let me tell you how the parties are going to be shared. I have to localize it because they say politics local. Electoral college is going to do Tini, Tana, Biko, and Pico everywhere. I'll throw you anywhere. I'm being honest. It's going to be random. That's what I mean indirectly. We're not going to choose your locations. They're going to be scattered. So the work actually is going to, which is realistic. Have you seen a political party in Nigeria that is just in Ogwalafo in Kogi, or just in Okitipa in Edo, or just in Yenegua in Bayelsa, or just in Ohafia in Abia, or just in, no? Political parties are everywhere.
Yep.
So you're going to be everywhere. Does that answer your question, sir?
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
I can see how increasing.
Well, today is Friday. It seems some people have started partying before us. So first and foremost, we've exhausted the college time. It's not that we want the class to last till 7, but it's almost lasted till 7. It's been an interesting first engagement. On behalf of myself, the executive director, and also board member of the Electoral College, Lisa Wumi Hassan Bello, the deputy executive director, Jessica, manager of moderators, Justin, manager of cohorts, Charlie Agambo, SC, to the DED, and everybody who's been participatory in the faculty of the Electoral College. And the Electoral College does a lot more than what this class, but thanks to everyone, because all hands were on deck to pull this off. Thanks also to the NED for making this possible. We'll close today's class. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock, I expect everybody to be on time. I'll be the one taking class, so your first impression matters. I'll see you all in class tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Do have a lovely weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Please, before we go, if you have not filled the Google form, do so now. If your details are not captured on that form, you're not part of the cohort. Go and fill the Google form. We still have a large number who are yet to fill from the people on the main group. Please go and fill the Google form. It will be posted again after this class so that you won't say you can't find it. It's even pinned.
No, Lisa, I don't understand. Why should it be posted again?
It's even pinned already. So just
why should it be posted again? Lisa, I don't think it should be posted again.
No problem, Eddie.
We shouldn't post it again.
All right.
It's common information. We've told you the information is on the class. Choosing not to pay attention to it, then we would react. So thank you, everyone. Lisa.
Yes.
Thank you, college. Yeah, I'll be ending the meeting now. Thank you,
All right.
everyone.
Good night, everyone. And yes, the person who won, reach out to me.